Hello and welcome to my workshop. So we left off before with having the rear part of the cab move forward, glued back in place, some of the structural pieces in the back adding in to get this thing made into a half cab. Now the concept is that I'll leave the original seam in here where you would have the, I guess, target top, and that this part would be the additional piece that you would have bought and added on. I think I'm going to try to make this into a slider window, but it may just end up being solid. I have to extend the base down, and I'm going to try to fill in some of these gaps and get the corners probably rounded out. I'm going to look at some pictures of the actual Jeeps and see how theirs look, but I'm assuming it's more rounded than this is, you know, very much 90-degree angles. But I think that should be enough to get, you know, moving forward. You know, have this thing looking like it was one piece and not, you know, Frankenstein together. So let's get started with that. So what I was able to do is use some plastic epoxy. It's a like a putty, but it's a two-part epoxy. Mix that up and push this into the joint. The taper on the front to the back wasn't exactly perfect, so what I've done is just to build up the area right back to where the seam is, and that'll allow me to sand this down and get the contours so they'll match. And then once I get the general shape, I can come back in. If there's any really low spots, I can put some more of the putty in. But if it's close enough, I'll just use the Tamiya putty, which is the air drying stuff. I still have to fill this little void in the back, and I need a little piece down here where that was split. But I also put the putty in between the inner wall and the tailgate. Originally, this is the back slips in right here, so they made this area really thin. Now I've got to focus on getting the inside of the rear to match what would be a real Jeep. So most likely angular corners and maybe some kind of a track on the bottom to simulate the back seat was back here, or still could go back here, but I might not. I might just leave it flat. So we'll see.